I wanted to start off by sharing with you our Passover Seder on what we do. And we've got our table set up so that the middle table is facing east. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfectly facing east. These are just kind of some of the symbols that we can put into or add into our Passover celebration. But if you're not able to set up your arrangement exactly like this, if all you've got is one table, if you want to even do it on the floor, there's no perfect way that you have to do it. You can adjust for your situation. It doesn't have to be done exact, but we wanted to show what we do to kind of give you an idea. So we've got, I was able this year to do it in a U shape, and these are just fold out tables. If the church will let you, you can borrow a couple of folding tables from the chapel, or we just have our own folding tables that we keep handy. And then there's a card table we have in the middle. We went to Amazon, got some red or burgundy tablecloths. One plus about having the burgundy one is you're going to be drinking a lot of grape juice. If you spill on it, it's not going to matter because it'll come right out, or it'll blend right in for that. So we have our place settings we like to use for Easter. It's a time to bring out our nicest dishes and silverware. Here's where I would be sitting, and then to the right of me would be my son. That's kind of the custom, but you don't have to do it that way. So I've got the Christ Our Passover book. This is what you're seeing now is not the actual printed copy of the book. This was my rough draft that I put together. It's got a lot of my notes in it, but this is, kind of a fun historical thing. You can see where we got started on the book that I created. And then got some beautiful weather outside today, so that was good. So we've got our place setting here. We set it for Elijah. Here is our cup of Elijah, and we shopped around and we love this one. The pretty etchings that are in it. So we use that as our cup of Elijah. Here's our Seder plate that's got the 5 places. We haven't put everything into it yet, so we're still setting up. And you'll need a wash basin. So we just have a wash basin and put a little pitcher with water in it. And we have our drying cloth there for that part of the Seder. And then here's the place setting for your matzah and the 3 matzah that you're supposed to have. So I like to set it up kind of like for the sacrament. So you've got a white cloth. I know some people will use a burgundy cloth, but I use a white cloth. I think most people will use a white cloth. And, again, for us, it's going to symbolize the sacrament, because the matzah in the ceremony represents the sacrament in a lot of different ways. And as you go through the Passover, you'll see that symbolism there. There's always 3. So they were originally, they represent the fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but we let them symbolize the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, as we begin how the middle matzah is taken and broken for us. And there's a lot of things that will be done around that, and there's a lot of eating of matzah and bread and wine, or bread and water. That is the other thing, you can substitute is this should be, traditionally should be the unleavened bread. It doesn't have to be the kosher unleavened bread. just a quick bread. So we use, if we can't find matzah, it's in our area, it's very difficult to find matzah. I substitute just tortillas. If you want to make your own flatbread and want to keep it strict, then you have to make it in like 18 seconds. So if you want to try your hand at that, that's fine. But I just buy tortillas. That's fine. It doesn't have to be exact. It's more, what's most important is what it symbolizes. Same thing for the wine. We use grape juice. Grape juice is easy to find. If you can't, if you don't want to use grape juice, if you've got dietary restrictions, you can use water instead. Since we did that for the church, we do that for our own sacrament. We don't use wine anymore, or grape juice. We use bread and water. So it's okay to substitute that. So we wanted to give you a quick overlook of our Seder plate before we begin, and as we've just started decorating. For the candlesticks, that is an important part of the Passover. It symbolizes just the beginning of the Passover, and you blow them out at the end when it ends. So those, we try to make them as nice. You can make them as nice and as fancy as you want, but again, you can make them as simple as you want as well. So we do experiment with some different things for candlesticks. We like them to look pretty and decorative, and just to keep the whole activity just nice.